Are you struggling to find things to do in the new Skate game? We all know that one of the problems that's plaguing Skate right now is just the lack of content, and the map feels really small. The Skate map feels like it's severely lacking in a variety of terrain like what we had in Skate 3. One potential solution I think I have for you, for people who don't already know, is how to utilize the ramp building feature that we have in Skate. This is going to open up a lot of places that seemed unskateable before, and is going to make the map feel a lot bigger and a lot more skatable. This is going to be just the basics of how to build and place ramps, especially floating ramps in Skate, because floating ramps are going to open up a whole ton of new opportunities in the game. So let's just jump into this tutorial. So we're gonna start this tutorial out over here at the Tri-Towers, and the first thing I'm gonna do is just show you how to use this ramp building feature. Press right on the D-pad to pull out your ramp builder. Press A to add an object, and first thing we're gonna do is floating ramps. So what I like to do is I like to pick this quarter pipe right here. So we're just gonna place that. So now you have this one placed. You're just gonna take this one, duplicate it by pressing X, place the next one on top of it, and then just keep on stacking them. We're gonna wanna go 5 high on this one. Okay, so now I have that 5th ramp placed. This is the maximum amount of ramps that you can place using this feature. So once you place the next one, what's gonna happen is it's gonna make all the other ones disappear like that. But the problem is we can't get up there to set the marker. That's super important for this, is that we need to be able to set markers. So here's what you're gonna do. Once you have that 5th one placed, you're gonna climb up here really quick. And once you're standing right here on this one, you're gonna hold up on the D-pad to place your marker. Go back into the builder tool. Select this one that you're standing on. Press A to move it. Press B so that it goes back right there. Then you're gonna go back to your marker, and you'll be able to delete these ramps underneath it. So now you're standing on a floating ramp. And let's say that you want to go higher than this. You just duplicate this one again. Go up 5. We're going to climb up again. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to set our marker right here. We're going to grab this object, move it, press B so that it goes back to its spot. Go back to your marker. And just like that, you have your floating ramp, and this opens up opportunities all over the map. This is your basic builder. This is the perfect setup for anything you really want to do around the map. Okay, so now we're standing at the top. We need to make a landing for this thing. So I'm just gonna show you like the basic 2 ramp landing that you can use for a lot of gaps, but for the most part, this one will work for a lot of the gaps that you're gonna be building, especially like this one I'm showing you how to build here, a pretty cool Tri-Towers gap. Let's get down there and build this landing. So we got our floating ramp up there, and you have to keep in mind when you're doing these that you only can place 5 ramps at a time. And the last thing you wanna do is lose your drop-in ramp if you place more than 5. So what you're gonna do is just place this first one right here, duplicate this one, and place your second one kind of like this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So you're gonna add another object, and you're gonna select a mani pad. Raise it up about right there. Yep, just like that. So then you can scoot this ramp up without having any gaps underneath it so that you can actually land, and you're just gonna place it like that. So what's gonna happen is if you wanna delete this one, you're gonna have this other one highlighted orange. So if you delete this, it's gonna delete this ramp as well. So what you're gonna do is just select the top one, do the same thing that we learned earlier, press B, and then delete the one underneath it. So then you can have that one floating as well. Now we're gonna go back to the top, test out this drop-in. And I guess we have a working drop-in now. And like I said, this setup works for a lot of the gaps that you're gonna end up finding and building. Like, this is gonna be your go-to setup here. Now, we have 3 ramps placed, and we need to make a takeoff. And what we're trying to do for this one is build a takeoff around this spot right here, something like that. And we wanna jump over this entire thing and land down there. This is where it can get a little bit complicated for building gaps when you have issues, especially if you don't have multiple people in your game that can place other ramps for you, is having the 5 ramp problem. This one will float since we already did that little trick that we learned earlier. So we're gonna delete this one underneath it for now. What we're gonna do is place another takeoff right here, and we're gonna do the same, oh man. And we're gonna do the same basic setup that we did earlier, except this time for this gap specifically, we're gonna use this takeoff ramp. Scoot it up to about here. We're gonna grab the mani pad again, do the same setup. About like that. Grab this one right here. Get it to where it's lined up pretty good. And this one's not highlighting orange, so we're gonna be okay to delete this one. So now we have a takeoff. We need to replace that bottom ramp right here, which is usually pretty easy to replace. When you're doing this, always delete the bottom ramp because you can just place it again and you'll still be able to land on it most of the time. So we'll just place that one like that. So now we have drop in, landing, takeoff. That's our max. We're at 5 ramps, so we can't do anything more. So now we're gonna test this one out. See if we get enough speed. And we don't. Go right here. We're gonna go a couple ramps higher. I'm gonna duplicate this one and stack it. Climb up here. Set a marker. Do that trick that we did earlier. And just repeat until we get to the height that we need to get to be able to get this gap done. We're gonna try this drop in. We should have the speed from this height now. Hopefully. Yep, there we go. He's lining up for this landing. And just like that, you've built a pretty big, pretty sick looking gap. So, we've gone over how to build your drop in with the floating ramp, your landing ramp, and your takeoff ramp. And this is pretty much all you're gonna need for most gap setups when you're playing this game. So we're just gonna try a big trick on this one. This is one of the most fun gaps to hit in the game, I think. And you can get it pretty consistently. So there is a Christ Air 1620. And you can hopefully land this one. Yep. Huge trick. And he bailed. But there we go. So yeah, if you're like me and you love Skate and you don't want this game to die and you really want something fun to add a little something else to this game, I would highly recommend trying out this method of building and trying out new gaps for yourself, because it's honestly a lot of fun when you start building like this, I think. Thank you for watching. I would appreciate it so much if you liked the video, if you subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.